Welcome on over to Automotive World, everyone. I'm your host, Vinny Mystery, and I apologize about the extended break, but we are back and we have some big news out of Motor One regarding the brand new Toyota GR Corolla, and prices are going up for 2025. This vehicle has been a premium vehicle already. It's been the subject of dealer markups. We knew that as soon as the GR Yaris, which is what this car is built off of, got that automatic transmission that they've had, we knew that the automatic was coming to the GR Corolla, and we knew that we knew it was coming. We knew it was probably going to be an upgrade, considering that the manual comes standard with the GR Corolla. However, there are a lot of manufacturers that if they're not offering manual anymore, they're actually charging more for a manual than the automatic. So we have here from Motor One, and we will have this link down below, the automatic version of the Toyota GR Corolla is a $2,000 premium over the manual. Now, we have the core and the premium grades, which both have gone up from last year. Both of them are going up. The Circuit Edition is dead. That was a one-time, it was, a first edition thing. It was a one-time thing only. So Circuit Edition is gone. Core and premium grades are still there, and they have gone up. Now, what does this mean here? So we can see here now at $39,995 if you stick with the base model core trim, that is with the 6-speed manual. That is a significant increase. That's $2,360 above what the 2024 model year version of that was going for. Keep in mind that model only had the manual transmission. So even though the manual is here to stay, and even though the manual is still the standard transmission, if you get this vehicle in 2025 without the manual, even in the core edition of that car, which is, you can maybe, we can argue relatively unchanged, is still more money than last year's version of the same car with the manual. That also doesn't include, dealer markups. It doesn't include if you're financing this vehicle. This doesn't include, this is not your final buyout price. Now, that asking price there does include the $1,135 in handling fees. It does not mention if it includes destination fee. Like I said, markups, any options that you add to this vehicle. Like I said, if you're financing this vehicle and if you're not getting 0%, which most people aren't, this is not your final buyout price. So this is astronomically more expensive than last year's model. Now, if you want to get that new 8-speed automatic transmission, it's a really nice transmission. It is not a dual clutch, so it is not as fast necessarily as Hyundai's DSG transmissions or Volkswagen's DSG transmissions. A DSG in this car would have been nice, and it would have been good for its intended target, but I actually think, and I respect Toyota for doing the 8-speed automatic transmission, it's still really, really good at the track. The automatic's regular, traditional transmission, it's more reliable. So for those, who want a fast car like this, enthusiast level car, maybe take it to the track every now and then, but they're worried about the dual clutch. I actually respect, and I actually like that Toyota actually did not add a dual clutch to this vehicle. I think now, especially with this vehicle starting off as a manual only, seeing the demand for the automatic transmission, Honda, it's time. Keep the Civic Type R standard as a manual. Guess what? It's time to bring some sort of automatic transmission, whether it is a dual clutch, whether it is a traditional, what we call, slushy automatics. It is time to bring an automatic to the Type R. So I actually respect Toyota for doing that. Now, that's going to cost $2,000 more. So what does that mean? That means the cheapest version of the Toyota GR Corolla, the core version, with the automatic, is going to cost $41,995. That's huge. That's $42,000. Like I said, that is not out the door. That's just MSRP. That's not dealer fees. None of that. So this vehicle is it's going up in price, and it's very, very slowly creeping Volkswagen Golf R pricing. And Volkswagen Golf R pricing has also been going up as well. But this is now, we can say, on par with the Civic Type R in terms of pricing, about $41,000. Honestly, yeah, the Civic Type R has, a little bit bigger. It's got 15 more horsepower. If I'm spending that type of money, I would get the GR Corolla. It's smaller. I think it's more nimble. If you do want it with the automatic, you can get it. So if you do live in an area with a high amount of traffic, that's really good. Something that the Civic Type R doesn't have, the GR Corolla and the Golf R have, which is all-wheel drive. I'm not going to lie. Even though, yes, this is not, it's never good to see a vehicle go up in price, this is still cheaper than a Civic Type R. If I'm searching for a hot hatch, I'm looking at a Golf R or a GR Corolla. I'm not even considering the Civic Type R anymore. I'm not saying it's a bad car. It's a great car. But, this is just, unfortunately, it's a spell of what was to come. And we can see here the better equipped premium, you'll be paying $42,575 for the manual, which is up $1,120 over last year's year-over-year model. With the automatic, it's a $2,000 additional upgrade. So that's $44,575. And we have a breakdown here of it. Last year, the core with the manual, it's up almost $2,400. We have the automatic version, new for 2025. The manual version up about, $1,200, a little bit more than $1,200. And then we have our premium versions with the automatic and manual, and Premium Plus new for 2025. Premium Plus, $48,650. So out the door, you're going to be over. You could be out the door right now with the Premium Plus, which adds the forged carbon fiber roof, the matte black wheels, the vented hood bulge, the sub radiator, heads up display, GR branded, seat stitching and things like that. Depending on what you're looking at, you could now be looking at a Toyota GR Corolla that's almost, if not $50,000 out the door. Now, we do get that new automatic transmission. We do get, a power upgrade, 273 to 295 pound-feet of torque. That is to, that justifies, the special edition, the Marizo one. So, I will say, even though this is relatively the same car, year over year, the horsepower is the same, we did get solid updates in this car. So I cannot say that these, I cannot say that this pricing increase wasn't worth it. We got, we still kept the manual transmission. We've got a really good automatic transmission. We have more torque. We have a new Torsen limited front slip diff. The clutch has been, they've done, tuning with the clutch. They've done tuning with suspension. We have seen that. So this is a really nice upgrade. But upgrades are across the board overall. So depending on how you're looking at this, there's a few ways to take this away, because we can look at this as a bad thing and say, oh man, this vehicle went up in price, it's unattainable. But this vehicle is still roughly within the same price point that it kind of was before. And I think rather than looking at this in a bad way that, oh my god, this vehicle went up in price, which it did, and it is, like I said, it's never good because that prices more people out. The Civic Type R, like I said, I keep going back to it. That car is more expensive than this vehicle with the automatic. Doesn't offer an automatic. Doesn't offer all-wheel drive. Relatively the same amount of power. I honestly think, if we're looking at reliability, Toyota's probably going to be more reliable, especially with no dual clutch. I think the Golf R is still in a good spot because it does have, the power, it does have all-wheel drive, it has the options, and it is the more luxurious one of the three. That the Golf R is a car that you could take to a business meeting and work with. So I think there's a little bit of pressure on VW here, but really, even with this pricing structure, with this pricing upgrade, while this isn't necessarily good, because the price went up. I think even with this pricing upgrade, this is just going to put pressure on Honda. And, Honda, I think, they've been absolutely selling their enthusiast division. The SI losing horsepower from 205 to 200, not competing with the GLI in that price range or an Elantra. And I think Honda, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. I think we need a new we need to revise the SI and make a proper, GLI and Elantra end competitor. And Honda, it's time to wake up with the Civic Type R, because I think even with this pricing structure, Toyota is giving them a run for the money. Let me know what you guys and girls think down below. That's going to do it for now, though. Like always, thanks for watching, everyone.